what concerns the web and social media is not so much developed as in the US. So I'm trying to catch, let's say, the most effective ways to propagate content and to turn it into customer acquisition, so as to be able to work as a social media and manager and web developer here in Argentina and Latin America mostly.
Awesome, David. Well, that's awesome. We have lots of strategies that I'll share today, specific status posts you can use to help get more engagement on those posts and have more people see your posts down the road. So hopefully you'll learn something and get ahead of the game down there in Argentina. Thanks for joining on.
Thank you.
Of course. So, folks, once again, thanks for signing on. With that, we're going to go ahead and get started. So, for those of you just joining on, my name is Jay Tucker, and I am joining you from the Heyo team, and you are here to learn about the content calendar strategies to reach all of your fans here in 2015. So, as I mentioned, my name is Jay. Throughout the webinar today, if you have any questions, feel free to either tweet them at me to the Twitter handle @VTJTuck, or go ahead and throw them in the GoToWebinar questions. We have Alex, the content manager here at Heyo, in there answering all your questions. He's terrific, so feel free to ask him anything, and he will get that answered for you. So for those of you who don't know anything about Heyo, real quick, if you look at the screen, we were founded in a Virginia Tech dorm room a little over 3 years ago by a Virginia Tech student, and since then we have been featured all over the internet, including the Facebook for Dummy book, Jeff Bullis blog, Inside Facebook, the Wall Street Journal, all over the place, and spoke all over the world about Facebook strategies. So you're here today to learn a little bit about how to reach more of your fans. So in the next 30 minutes, here's what you're gonna learn. 6 specific status updates that you can copy that'll get you more likes, comments, and shares, which will down the road hopefully help your organic reach. We'll tell you the 3 secret variables you need to understand to decide what time to post to reach your ideal fans. We'll also teach you the quick way to use content to double your email list. And if you stay tuned, at the end of the webinar, we'll have a live Q&A. So in addition to Alex answering your questions in the GoToWebinar questions, I'll go ahead and answer some of those live. And we'll show you the top converting campaign ever, so you can maybe mimic some of those strategies to use for your Facebook presence. So you won't want to miss that. So first, 6 status updates you can copy that'll get likes, comments, and shares. So before I show you these 6 specific status updates, I'm going to ask you guys a question so I have an idea of if you already are using a content calendar. So there should be a poll up on your screen. Go ahead and answer that for me so I have a general idea of how in-depth I should go with this content today, how much I should cover. So go ahead and let me know. So are you already using a content calendar? Are you not using a content calendar? Or what is a content calendar? So go ahead and answer the poll on your screen. We're at about 65% of you voted. I'll wait till we get to 75%, and then I'll go ahead and show you the results. 72, 74, awesome. So you should be able to see those results on your screen. 35% of you already have a planned out content calendar, 43% do not, and 22% of you aren't quite sure what that is yet. We'll go ahead and stay tuned, and we'll explain exactly what that is. It's something very valuable for your social media strategy. So back on the screen, go ahead and focus. Here are those 6 status updates you can copy and use to get more likes, comments, and shares. So first up, true or false statements. So get your audience to interact with your post with comments. So posting a statement, like the example on the screen, true or false, you can use Facebook for marketing more than any other social network. Feel free to explain or expand your response. So this gets people to really interact, not just post true or false, but expand on it as well. And as you can see, that little orange circle has a pro tip for you. So keeping your post under 80 characters will give you better results. You don't want to put too much text in there because people get distracted, it'll get too long, there are so many other buttons they can click. Keep it short to make sure people are going to read through that whole post there and actually respond for you. So using true or false statements is a quick, simple, easy way to get people interacting with your content. Next, plain and simple asking questions. So the example on here, if you could use one social media management tool for the rest of eternity, which would you choose and why? So if you could use one social media management tool, so go ahead and actually answer that question for me. I'm curious as to what tool you guys find the most valuable for your social media management. So go ahead and put in the GoToWebinar questions which tool you think is most valuable for you, saves you the most time, really helps with your presence on social media. So we got a lot of people saying Hootsuite, Buffer, Facebook in general, Hootsuite. Yeah, it looks like most of you are saying Hootsuite. So for those of you who aren't sure what Hootsuite even is, go ahead and write that down. Google it after the webinar. Hootsuite is a very valuable tool that allows you to schedule your posts. So I agree with a lot of you. Hootsuite is very valuable. And the pro tip on this particular slide, having a question in your post has a 92% higher comment rate than non-question posts. So as I'm sure a lot of you are aware, when Facebook is showing stuff on the newsfeed when people are logging in, there's lots of different factors into what they decide to show. So having a lot of comments on your post will help that post show up in more people's news feeds. So the next strategy of the 6 is using motivational quotes. So positive posts are getting more likes than negative posts. Makes sense. So this one, we just have an example of a quote. Obstacles are those frightful things you see when you take your eyes off the goal. So this is a really great strategy. Having motivational quotes in there, that's something people like seeing when they're logging in, something to boost their spirits, their day. They might decide to go look at your page, see what other content you have out there. So using motivational quotes is a great tool to get engagement, a lot of likes on these posts. So the next status update you can use is fill in the blank. This is actually my personal favorite. I've seen best results with this one on pages that I help manage. So fill in the blanks, make them super simple. You want them to comment on the post, so make it something that's an easy answer for them. So it might not be a trivia type question, but it might be an easy personal question like this one shown here. So fill in the blank. If money were no object, my ideal Christmas present would be. So that's something that most people would have an answer to. So make sure they're fairly simple, easy answers. Maybe make them particular to your business or industry. So that those fans on your page obviously have an interest in your industry for some reason. So making them tie in directly to your industry, your product, your service, whatever it might be, will really help get more comments. And as I mentioned, that'll get more organic reach for your posts down the road and have it show up for more people on the news feeds when they're logging into Facebook. So the next strategy is another one that I really enjoy, is crowdsourcing. So some of you may be a little confused what that means. Get your audience to give you creative ideas to use for your business. So you can see this post here as an example. Calling all big thinkers. We are looking for a new hashtag to use for our annual event. Submit your creative ideas in the comments below, and we just may pick yours. So this is another great way to get comments on your posts, but it also gives your fans the opportunity to actually have a say in what your business is doing. So if somebody ends up winning this hashtag contest, think about all the word of mouth traffic that they're going to drive for your business. So this is a great tool to get user-created content and actually use that. So you could even use multiple strategies with this hashtag. So say you found three really good ones from this post. That's a great tool for you to use down the road in your marketing. And it's from people that are actually fans of your page. So if any of you have questions about any of these, definitely feel free to put them in the GoToWebinar questions, and Alex will answer those for you. So the last strategy here is asking for the like. So straight up asking people in your status itself, click like if you think there should be a day in between Saturday and Sunday. We sure do. So calls to action get 45% higher interaction than other posts. So some of you may be hesitant, have thought whether you should do this or not in the past. Definitely do it. People see that button or that word like there, they'll read through, and if it's something that they like, they're more likely to actually like it because you put the word like in there. So don't be afraid to ask for the like. You can also do this in emails. So if you have an email marketing campaign, ask them to go like your page to get more updates about your business so that they won't miss out on any opportunities for sales you have going on, new products, new services you're offering. So asking for the like, not only in your status updates, but in emails. That'll help get more likes on the page and likes on your status updates to increase your organic reach. So a bonus tip, create a content calendar. So for those of you earlier that answered the poll not knowing what a content calendar was, basically that means scheduling out ahead of time when you're going to publish content. So this is a sample content calendar here. So if you go ahead and look back on my screen, if you're not still looking, this is a sample, what a sample content calendar might look like. So maybe every day of the week you're posting an image at 9 a.m., a video clip at noon, and a link for them to click on at 5 p.m. And then every Monday you launch a contest and you announce the winner on Fridays. So a lot of people ask the questions, how do you figure out where to post, like what time to post an image or what time to post a video, how you know when most people are on Facebook. So that's what I'm going to cover next. Before I jump into that, I have one other question for you. So of those 6 status updates I showed you, have you used any of these strategies before? So go ahead and answer that poll. I'm curious to see if any of you have used those strategies. And if you have used any of those strategies, go ahead and let me know in the GoToWebinar questions which one you found most effective. And I'll go ahead and read through some of those responses real quick with everyone, because obviously you guys are posting as well. So that's a great tool, is sharing that with other people so they can have success with Facebook as well. So for those of you who answered yes, go ahead and let me know which strategies you thought worked the best for your business. So I'm going to go ahead and close the poll. So I've got a few people saying motivational quotes. A lot of people are asking questions, asking for the likes, asking questions, motivational quotes. So it looks like most people are saying either asking questions or positive and motivational quotes. So for those 35% of you who haven't used any of these status updates yet, from the people live on the webinar, so the hundreds of people live on the webinar, we are getting tons of motivational quotes and asking questions. Followed shortly after there by the like posts. So for those of you who are looking to use these strategies, probably right even after the webinar to get more engagement, motivational quotes, asking questions, and asking for the likes. So next up, what's extremely important is to figure out when to actually post. So real quick, here are those 6 status updates again. So if you didn't get a chance to write those down, want to write them down real quick, here they are. So true or false statements, asking questions, motivational quotes, quick fill in the blanks, crowdsourcing, and asking for the like. And then the next step is creating the content calendar where you're going to use these different strategies. So although I mentioned what seems to be the most popular for some of the people live here today, go ahead and test it out. Every audience is different. You don't know which of these 6 will work best for you. So it's kind of about experimentation here as well. So figure out what works with your audience. Different age groups react differently to different type of posts, different genders, all the different demographics really respond differently. So make sure you test out all the strategies. Don't just use the ones that other people have found the best success with. So number 2, 3 secret variables you need to understand to decide what times to post from your page. So for those of you already using a content calendar, you have structured posts going out. If you haven't really looked into what times you should post, you should definitely consider this and maybe reevaluate your posting structure. For those of you who aren't using a content calendar yet, really pay attention here so you can know when to post. So on your Facebook business page you have set up, right across the top, this is the toolbar you'll see. So to determine when you should post, what you want to look at is the insights from your Facebook business page. So from this insights, you can actually see your fans when they're most active. So it shows data from the previous week, and it already calculates it to your computer's local time zone. And on this first, when your fans are online, it shows you the different day breakdown. So some people may have never posted on the weekend. Some people may only post on the weekends. Whatever time you're posting, this is a great way to tell when your fans are actually online. So you can see the day of the week, the specific time, and how many people are online at those specific times. So as you can tell, this is extremely valuable. So if you've never looked at insights before, this is something you should definitely take a look at. So if you haven't looked at insights before, type WOW in the GoToWebinar questions so I know that you haven't even seen this before. So if you've never even seen this, didn't have any clue it existed on Facebook, because this is such a valuable tool, go ahead and type WOW in the GoToWebinar questions. Oh wow, yeah. There's a good amount of you. So this is super, super valuable. Sherry, it's awesome you've used it before. Robert, Robert, thanks for joining in. So we've got some current customers on as well, just looking to learn more. Awesome. So a lot of you haven't seen this before. This is extremely valuable. So this will help you figuring out when you should post because it tells you when your fans are online. So the time of their activity on Facebook. So next, it also can tell you the post types in which are most successful. So you're still in Insights, you're still at Posts, you were just at when your fans are online, now you're at Post types. So this will really help you figure out which works best with your audience. So video, if you're just sharing a general link, if it's just a status update, or if it's a photo. And you can see the average reach. So that's how many people are actually being shown your status when they're logging into Facebook on the newsfeed. So you can see for this particular page, it would make most sense for them to put statuses up with which type, video, link, a normal status, or a photo. So which status type should this particular page put more up of? Yep, so a lot of you got that right, videos. So obviously they have almost 1,400 people that are being reached with the videos. The links are almost 900, statuses are close to 900 as well, and photos are only 730. And then from this, you can see the engagement as well. So as you can see, people clicking on that video. There's 149. 128 people clicked on the picture. So you can see the picture and the video got the most clicks, although the link and the status got more reach than the photo. And then you can also see the likes, comments, and shares. So it looks like you got the most likes, comments, and shares on that photo. So there's a lot you can learn from this Insights page, and there's lots of different tabs that you can click through to look and really figure out what works best for your audience. So next up, you can also see the people who engaged on your post. So all of you that have a business, you probably know, I know there are a lot of agencies on the webinar here as well, you or your clients probably know who your ideal customer is. So you really want to make sure those posts are reaching out to those particular people. So that's another thing that's just going to take time, experimentation, figuring out what really works to tap into your ideal audience. So real quick, I want you all to put into the GoToWebinar questions what your ideal audience is. So male or female, an age range, maybe a location if you have that, just so you're putting it out there in the GoToWebinar questions so we can get a sense of who's on here today, so you can get an idea in the back of your head of who you need to reach with these insights. So go ahead and post real quick what you think, or you should know, what your target audience is. Awesome. So a lot of you know that specific. So some of you just say male, so it's you're reaching all males. Some of you have the age groups in there as well. Good. So you wrote it down. Now you probably already have thought about it a lot, but those specifics you just put in the GoToWebinar questions are what you want to be looking at in your Facebook Insights. And it may take a couple weeks, a couple months, a year, however long, but you really need to experiment and make sure what you just wrote down matches up with the user persona on your Facebook page. And that is valuable because then you can really make sure you're using content that's going to align with what those people might be thinking. So if the audience you're reaching out to has specific interests as well, those are ways that you know how to reach those people. So finding that sweet spot, this is what I just talked about. So looking through those insights, figuring out what time to post, what type of post to post, which of those 6 status updates I shared with you works the best. You want to make sure your users are active and that they're going to be liking, commenting, and sharing your posts to really help with your organic reach down the road. So I'm sure a lot of you have seen that organic reach going down on Facebook recently. These are strategies that will really help you reach your target audience by posting at the right time and using the right type of posts. So number 3, the quickest way to use content to double your email lists. So for those of you that are familiar with Heyo, you know that we're helping grow small businesses. Our goal is to help small businesses grow. So one of the most valuable tools is getting emails from your Facebook fans. You can't actually directly reach out to fans on Facebook to contact them about sales promotion you have going on, new products. So the best thing to do is turn those Facebook fans into email leads where you can directly contact and communicate with them. So using all these strategies to reach your ideal customer, and then from that, you can actually collect their email leads. So running a Facebook campaign. Before I go and show you some case studies and show you exactly how to do this, who has run a Facebook campaign before? So go ahead and type yes or no. Yes if you've run a Facebook campaign, no if you have not yet. Awesome. So it looks like we're getting actually pretty split results. So a lot of you haven't even run a Facebook campaign yet. Terrific. Great learning opportunity. So here's something else that you all can take in and learn. So this is a sample campaign that was run using the Heyo platform. There's a company called Inkwell Press. They sell planners They know their target audience. They know what type of posts work best for them. And from that, they were able to really make sure their posts worked to drive traffic into this contest. And the goal of that for them was to capture more emails so they could sell more planners. So they got 3,800 people to actually view their contest. From that, they captured 1,800 emails, which was a conversion rate of 48%. So 48% of the people that saw this contest actually entered in. And that had a lot to do with their content calendar and their status updates really targeted towards their ideal customer. So here's what their contest looked like. Here's their email follow-up after people entered their contest, and then here's the top part of their Facebook business page. So they got pretty good results and got a lot of sales from this one campaign. Here's another one, Gurin Brothers. They actually used the crowdsourcing strategy that I mentioned as part of their contest. So if you look at the contest to the right, this is a great strategy some of you might be able to use as well. So they're a hat selling company based in San Francisco, and their contest was to win a hat being named after them. And then they also had secondary prizes where 5 people could win hats as well. So they just collected simple information from people. They had share features for sharing to Facebook and Twitter, and then the person got to win a hat named after them. Next up is Paul, who runs the Nicollet Island Inn, and he ran a contest around Valentine's Day. So another strategy with running campaigns is having them run around a particular event or holiday, because you can get a lot more traffic into them with that. So his main goal was to capture more emails to help fill more rooms in the inn. So they gave away a free stay for Valentine's Day to their hotel. They collected a lot of email leads, got more likes and shares to their Facebook page and Twitter, and there was also a mobile version of their contest. So they captured 716 emails out of just over 1,200 people that viewed it. So turning your fans into marketers is very valuable. So as you can see on a lot of those contests, there were those built-in share features on Facebook or Twitter, and that's how you can make those campaigns be more viral for you. So in addition to really looking at those Facebook insights to see what times you should post, if you're reaching your ideal customers or not, this is a great way for them to reach out and market the contest for you. So real quick, I'm going to go ahead and show you how you can actually build a campaign like those 3 I just showed you to actually turn those Facebook fans into email leads. So pay attention. This is going to be really quick. It's extremely simple. We took the pain of coding out for you, so you don't need to know a line of code. You just have to be able to find some images and put some text in the campaign to get it launched. So creating a campaign, so when you're in your dashboard, this is what it'll look like. So we're going to create a contest. This one up top, the Sweepstakes, is the most popular, easiest to build, and drives the best results. So let's go ahead and show you how fast you can actually edit this campaign. So as you can see, there are 6 tabs here on the right-hand side that highlight over a different section of the contest. So all you need to do is walk through these 6 simple steps, and then you'll be ready to publish. So the header image is simply uploading your company's graphic, your logo. So you'll just upload that directly from your computer, or if it's somewhere online, you can just paste in the image URL that you find online. Next, you edit the countdown. So you simply pick an end date for your contest and the time you want it to end. And a pro tip for you guys on the countdown here, having 7 days or less on the countdown will ensure you're driving better results. It creates an urgency behind this contest here, so people are more likely to enter the first time they're seeing it. So next, you can sync it with email marketing platform you're using, or you can have it be a downloadable CSV that you can upload to another platform or wherever you need it. So what email marketing platforms are you guys using? Let me know. If you're using one that we don't yet have a direct integration with, I'll take note of that. That way we can work on that integration. So go ahead and let me know what email marketing platform you're using. So we got a lot of MailChimps, Mad Memes, Zoho, Infusionsoft, Constant Contact. Awesome. So it looks like we got most of these covered, but there are some on there, so I'll take note of those. Terrific. So you can directly integrate, have those sent to whichever list within your platform you want, or with the downloadable CSV, you can upload that to every other platform, so you don't have to worry about that. You can add more fields if you want. So say you want to collect first names as well. You can rearrange those in whatever order. With this field here, the less information you're collecting on this form, the better. You'll get better results. People are more likely to fill out something with less information being collected than not, so I'm going to leave it with just emails. Then next, the organic marketing share settings here. So plugging in your Facebook page URL, you'll leave this URL blank here, so it automatically will default to driving traffic right back into this campaign. And then you can actually have pre-populated text in those share features. So when people come and enter the contest, so say Paul comes, enters your contest, clicks to like your Facebook page because he wasn't already a fan, he clicks to share it with his friends on Facebook, you can actually have text already pre-populated in that share, and that text will also be the same pre-populated for a tweet. So you can put in whatever text details about the contest you want here. You can even mention your Twitter account. That way you know people are interacting with your contest. You can respond to those, favorite them, let them know that you're seeing them entering your contest. And then you'll put in an image of the prize itself. And lastly, you put in some text details about what the prize is, maybe any rules, regulations about that prize, and then you're ready to publish. So you click Save Changes, Save and Preview, and you're basically ready to go. Now, one last thing I want to show you here before I click that Publish button is that it automatically creates a mobile version of this campaign. Now, some of you may think, oh, that's not that big of a deal, but it really is. So 50% of people that are using Facebook only ever go on from their mobile phones. That's not on their mobile or laptop. They're only using their mobile phones. So having mobile versions of any campaign you're creating is extremely, extremely important. And this is already created for you. So I'll show you what that looks like. It just resizes, restacks all the images to fit on the mobile screen. So whether that's an iPhone, an Android, BlackBerry, what have you, it'll reformat this contest to fit on a mobile screen. And all you have to do is click Publish, and it creates that campaign for you, and it gives you a URL to promote the campaign with. So there's that URL to promote the campaign with, and it's a smart URL. It'll explain that right there, and that basically means it'll be able to think what type of device they're on, if they have a Facebook or not, and show them the proper version of that campaign. So I just walked through that in less than 3 minutes with you. So you would just have to have the graphics ready, write some text. It's extremely easy, as I mentioned. Don't need to know a single line of code. So folks, I know you have a lot of questions in there. Live Q&A will be coming up soon. Alex is doing his best to answer those as you post them. So far you've learned the 6 status updates you can copy that'll get you more likes, comments, and shares and boost your organic reach down the road. The 3 secret variables I showed you with Facebook Insights that you absolutely need to understand to decide what time to post and which posts work best for your particular page. As I mentioned, every page is different, so it is going to be a little bit of experimenting for you. And lastly, I showed you a quick way to use the content to double your email list. So running a campaign and knowing what time to promote it so that you can actually collect email leads and directly contact those Facebook fans you have because you now have their email lead. Stay tuned for live Q&A and a top converting campaign. But first, let me know, I would consider today an absolute failure on my part if you didn't learn at least 2 things. So let me know yes or no, and if you didn't learn anything, let me know what you would have liked to learn. So maybe down the road we can host a webinar that has specific content of something that you have more questions about. So go ahead, yes or no. Let me know if I failed today in my goal of teaching you at least 2 new things. Terrific, terrific, awesome. Yeah, so a lot of you are even posting in there what you learned and what you thought was most valuable. Awesome. So I'll go ahead and look at that more afterwards. Perfect. Awesome, guys. Thank you. So if you're interested in pricing of Heyo, I know that it's something very valuable for a lot of pages. You want to increase sales, let me know. If not, I'll skip straight to Q&A. So if you want me to cover pricing real quick, type by in the GoToWebinar questions. If not, I'll jump right to Q&A. If you're interested in making more money for your business, running campaigns is definitely something very valuable, and we've made that extremely easy. So if you want to learn about pricing, go ahead and type by. If not, I'll go ahead and skip right to the Q&A. Awesome. Oh, wow. Lots of people are typing by. Terrific. Okay. So there are a few of you that posted I'm an agency. If you are an agency, go ahead and shoot me an email, and I'll sync up with you after the webinar. My email is the letter J and my last name, Tucker, at heyo.com, and I'd be more than happy to talk to you about agency plans. So for those of you interested in pricing, here's what is included with every Heyo package. So you can launch lead capture pages and campaigns as you need with access to our photo video contests. So you didn't even see those yet. So there's photo and video contests and the giveaway sweepstakes templates, which is the one I just showed you. You get access to all the other lead generation templates we have. There's the direct email marketing integrations to help grow your lists. The mobile versions of your campaigns are already created, so you don't have to worry about hiring someone to make a mobile version of these campaigns. We've already taken care of that, so you won't have to pay freelance developers or any designers, and we have extremely super responsive customer support. That might be one of the best things on that list. Our team is great. They answer questions super fast, and we love talking with our customers. So as a bonus for attending this webinar, if you buy today, it's the last day of March, so we actually have a special offer for you guys. So you have access to our internal customer webinar series. So we have webinars specifically for paying customers only, which give a lot of in-depth value to helping you improve your social media presence. You'll get a personal one-on-one strategy call with myself to ensure success. So I'll talk through your campaign, help look through your insights, give you some tips on how to make sure that you're going to actually get revenue from this campaign. So we can even talk post-campaign follow-up strategies for emails. And that is super, super valuable. We'll send you an ebook of 11 high-converting ideas you can copy as an incentive or prize. So picking the prize is sometimes the hardest part of actually running this campaign. So we'll give you an ebook of ideas you can use to make sure that you're going to get a lot of results from this campaign. There's also an access to our invite-only Mastermind Facebook group, which our CEO, Nathan Laka, personally curates. There's some of the top social media marketing minds in the world in that group. So it's very valuable. They'll provide insight to you on that group there. So you can ask all kinds of questions, have people look at your campaign, give feedback for you. There's also a replay link and a downloadable PDF of this slide deck. So if there are certain things that you wanted to look at, images, or the replay, you want to watch it to get a refresher of what strategies you need to use, that'll be available. There's an ebook to the best practices and tactics for running a successful Facebook campaign. So this is literally a walkthrough of the entire process, the pre-campaign planning, what to do when the campaign is live, and post-campaign follow-up. So those strategies actually make sales directly from this campaign. That's one of the most valuable ebooks we have. And a free 30-minute video course on how to discover content the newsfeed loves. So a lot of what we talked about today was finding what content your audience is going to love. This video is something you won't want to miss out on. So if you purchase today during the webinar, you'll get all those bonuses plus what's included with every Heyo package. And you can go over to heyo.com/March to take advantage of this offer. So that is for the single businesses that we have online here today. As I mentioned, if you're an agency, need more campaigns, you're going to need the Heyo branding removed and make it all white labeled for you, feel free to email me at jtucker@heyo.com, just the letter J, and I'll talk to you about that. But for those of you live today that have your own business or you market for just your business, heyo.com/March is how you can pick up these amazing bonuses, which are just good until the end of today as March is ending, and you can get what's already included with every Heyo package. So that's over $480 value for $300 for the full year. So you can run a campaign every week for the full year, every other week for the full year for just this $300 price. And a lot of clients that are using Heyo actually get sales for over $300 from one campaign. So it's really a no-brainer. Go over to heyo.com/March if you want to take advantage of this offer. So while people are going over to heyo.com/March to purchase, wow, we already have lots of people coming through. Wow. Sorry. So while people are doing that, if you have any questions, definitely let me know. It looks like people aren't worried about signing up because that's already happening. But if you're on the fence, we do have 100% 30-day risk-free guarantee. No questions will be asked. So if you sign up today, you use it, run one campaign, decide it didn't work as well as you thought it would, we will give you 100% of your money back. We won't ask any questions. And that is signed by our CEO, Nathan Laka, there at the bottom, his seal of approval. So if you are on the fence, definitely feel free to sign up as there is that money back guarantee. Work with us. We have a proven method. If you're still on the fence, those case study numbers weren't good enough for you. This is actually a screenshot from my personal inbox with results. We get an email with the daily results from every campaign, and you can see some of those numbers. So some are converting as high as 67%, some are down at 20%, but you can see the emails are all over the place as well. So there are definitely success with these campaigns. If you weren't sure, it's working for people. It'll work for you. We've seen all kinds of industries use the platform. It's all a matter of figuring out the promotion strategy, what time to post, making sure you're reaching your ideal audience, and those are all things that we've covered with you here today. So once again, heyo.com/March is where you can pick that up. Go ahead and post your questions in the GoToWebinar questions, and I'll try and answer some of those live. So let me see some of these questions we have here. It looks like Alex has answered a lot of these, but if I see a question that came through a bunch of times, there are some funny comments in here about needing to get started right now with some nice language in there. Awesome. So it looks like Alex has answered a lot of these questions. So for those of you asking about publishing for clients' pages, as I mentioned, email me directly and I'll talk to you about those agency plans. We have a lot of customers on here, so Robert, thanks for signing in. Robert's asking about training for Heyo customers. As I mentioned, yes, we do have training exclusively for paying Heyo customers, so that's another benefit, and that's something very valuable for paying customers. So you will get access to unique training, and Robert, I can help you as well. So you have my email address. Feel free to shoot me an email. How do I click? So you can't actually click on the link on the screen since you're just viewing my screen. You'll actually have to open up a browser to purchase and go to heyo.com/March. That way you can actually get access to those bonuses. So for those of you who are saying that you're trying to sign up, make sure you do that today before the end of the webinar. That way you get access to the bonuses. It is the last day of March, so these bonuses really will be available only through the end of the webinar. What other questions? Yes, so a lot of people are asking about the sweepstakes template and if it breaches Facebook's terms of service, Youll, and all that. It does not. We've paid our lawyers a lot of money to ensure that we meet all of Facebook's rules and regulations. They're changing all the time, and that's something that we obviously keep up with. That way your contests aren't being shut down. So yes, we can guarantee you that your page campaign will not be shut down. So that's something we've already taken care of. That's one less thing you need to worry about. You don't need to send that to your team's lawyers to figure out if it meets the guidelines or not. Awesome. So let's see. If you had a question you asked earlier and we weren't able to answer it, go ahead and type it again so it pops up to the top of the feed here. That way, I can make sure we get those questions answered. So some people are asking, what even are you prohibited to do that Facebook would shut you down? So you can't require likes or shares on your campaigns. So you can't force people to like or share as a method of entry. There's lots of other things with the verbiage in your campaign itself. That's all something that we can discuss if you have more questions about, John. So feel free to send an email directly to us, and I'd be happy to talk to you about that. So a lot of people are asking questions about what their first campaign should be or first steps. So the first campaign should definitely be that sweepstakes one I showed you. That drives the best results. It's the easiest for you to edit and the easiest for the users to enter into. So that template is definitely one I recommend starting with. Like I mentioned with the status updates and experimenting to see which ones work best for your particular audience. Another thing you're going to have to experiment with is prizes, and that's why our pricing is for a full year. So it's $300 for the full year. You can run contests over and over again to your one page for that price. So you can experiment with your status updates promoting the contest. You can experiment with prizes, and once you figure out that sweet spot for your particular business, that's when you know that you're going to continually have success with running these campaigns. So that's the great contest to pick first. So someone's asking about a forum where people can ask other small businesses questions. That's what that Mastermind Group is great for. So one of those bonuses is access to the invite-only Mastermind Group. That is an unreal resource for you to have because you can actually go in there, post a question, say, you know, this is my business, this is what we do, I'm thinking about giving this away as the prize, what do you guys think? And you'll get tons of responses of things you wouldn't have even thought about. So people might suggest other prizes, people might suggest something to do with your graphic, you'll get lots of insight. So Nick, it looks like that was your question. That is one of the most valuable resources on there because you'll get lots of feedback from people that have run tons of these campaigns. And yeah, John, one of our paying customers, just commented in there, totally worth it for that alone. So yeah, that bonus is a great tool to have. Julia, I see your comment in there. I'm going to type in a phone number for you to call so you can get that sorted out. No problem, Mick. Folks, as I mentioned, if you typed in a question earlier and it hasn't been answered, feel free to type it again so it gets refreshed to the top and I can answer those questions for you. So we actually have a ton of people that have already signed up, so I'm going to go ahead and see if I can unmute a few of these people and talk to them really quickly. So we're going to start with Irene. So Irene, if you're still on the line, I would love to talk to you real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and unmute you. Let's see if you have your mic connected. Irene, I have you unmuted. Can you hear me? Irene, I can hear you. Can you hear me all right? Oh. No worries. I don't think she knows she was unmuted. So, folks, I'm going to go ahead and try and unmute a couple more people who have signed up. So, Cindy, I'm going to see if you have your mic connected. Keep posting questions if you have them. I will definitely get to those and help get them answered for you. So, Cindy, I have you unmuted. Do you have your mic connected? It looks like Sydney does not have her mic connected. Awesome. Let's see if we have any other questions that we can get to. So we have some questions about foreign language support. So you actually can edit all of the text within that campaign to fit whatever language needs you have. So whether that's Spanish, French, Portuguese, Serbian, what have you, you can edit every single text field within the template. So that is something that's already accommodated for you. So we have some people asking about who the contest reaches when you're promoting it. So for those of you that have questions about, the reach of your contest and all that good stuff, it works similar to a status post you're putting out to Facebook. So when you launch your contest, as I showed you, it gives you a URL that links directly into that contest. So you'll use that URL across as many avenues as you can, whether that's your website, your email list, Twitter, Facebook, your blog, anywhere you can put a URL, that's where you'll want to put that URL. As far as who will see it on Facebook, if you're not boosting your post or creating an ad for it, it will only reach your fans, and just like a typical post, it will only reach a certain percent of them. So that's why posting multiple times to reach as much of your audience as you can is very valuable. And if you want to boost your post to increase the results, you can. As I mentioned, once those initial people come in and enter your contest, they will market it for you with those built-in share features. So as you saw, there was that like button, the share on Facebook, and the share on Twitter. So that's how you'll drive in additional traffic. So hopefully that answered your question, John. Awesome. So it looks like we've had a lot of people purchase, and these calls take a lot of time. So I'm going to go ahead and shut it down for only the next 2 people that purchase getting these offers. So if you're already on the sign-up page, we will honor those. But it looks like we have a ton of these coming through, and some of these bonuses take up a good amount of our time, the blog posts, writing that, and the strategy calls. So for the next 2 people that sign up, we'll go ahead and include those bonuses. And if you are on that page already, we will be able to detect that, and we'll honor those as well. So if you have any other questions, remember there is a 100% money-back guarantee. So if you're not sure, you're on the fence, there is that money-back guarantee, so you can feel comfortable with purchasing, and we can even have that strategy call before that 30 days is up to ensure you're going to have success with the platform. Nick, I'm not quite sure what your question is asking, so if you could try rephrasing that, I would love to answer it for you. Terrific. It looks like we've got most of those questions answered so far. So I'll go ahead and mention one more thing. If you aren't quite ready to sign up for the full year plan, we do have a 7-day free trial, so you can get in the platform, get a feel for how easy it is to use. So that's just heyo.com/sign up, and that'll allow you to sign up for a free trial. What's shown on your screen is literally all the information you'll have to provide, so we won't even have your credit card number or any of that. All it is your name, your email, and a password that you create, and you can get 7 days for free to test out Heyo and decide if you'd like to purchase it or not. But as I mentioned, you can only get those bonuses if you sign up today. And the next 2 people, so let me refresh my page. It looks like those are already taken, so those bonuses are gone. If you are on the sign-up page, as I mentioned, we will honor it, but once the webinar is shut down, I'm unfortunately going to have to cut those off due to the time it takes for the calls and the blog posts. So if you have any other questions, feel free to post them in. People are asking if we have any new offerings. Not quite sure what you mean by offerings, but we're launching new features on the site all the time. So whether that's new templates, new email integrations, all kinds of different things. We have lots rolling out all the time. So if you have more specific questions about something you're looking for, definitely let me know, and I'd be happy to talk with the team about that if it's something we aren't already talking about. So it looks like we've answered most of the questions we have. If anybody has any questions, it looks like I've already gotten a bunch of emails from the agencies that were live. Feel free to get a hold of us, and we'd be happy to answer those for you. Thanks for tuning in today. If you have any questions, we'll leave the questions open, and definitely let us know. We're happy to help. And that's all the content I have for you guys today. Look forward to talking with all of you who signed up today. There are tons, so I am super excited to get those strategy calls with you. And if you have any questions, put them in. We'll keep it live, and we will talk to you all soon. Thanks.